Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast. Today, in this episode, Rickie will be describing and explaining how she deals with nervousness on the dance floor.
Hey guys. So this is a very widely talked about topic, I find, because I do think that a lot of dancers struggle with this, and I for sure have been one of them. I can say I have been very fortunate from a very young age. I started dancing at 4 and I started going to actual real competitions at about 6 years old, and never in my life for the first 10 years of me competing was I ever nervous. Never once. It doesn't matter if I was at the competition, if I was at a small one, a huge one, a world comp, if I was on TV, I was never nervous. I was always just so excited to dance. Then it got to a point, and I remember this very specifically. My very first competition I was ever nervous at was after my first partnership ended. I had just turned 16 and I had a new partner, and it was going to be our first comp together. And we danced the comp after 2 weeks of dancing together, and we were 10 dancers. So in those 2 weeks, we put together 10 routines. We did a bunch of rounds, and we went to this 1 day comp in Boston. I was mortified. I had no idea why. I had never felt this before because I had been dancing for 12 years, never feeling nervous a day in my life. And I get to this competition and I am freaked out. I didn't want to go on the floor. I was so nervous and I couldn't figure out why. But obviously, that was my first time ever dancing with a new partner at a competition. And I felt every single person's eyes in the room was just staring at me. Every single judge, every competitor, every parent, every spectator. And I think that's just the selfish side in me. I'm pretty sure that was absolutely not true. That's just how I felt on the day. And we danced the comp, and I tried my best to just not think about anything, but I can definitely say it got to me. To be honest, we didn't even have a bad result or anything. It was actually quite a good first competition. But I had to turn on um my autopilot mode that I had trained into myself for the past 14 years, for the past 12 years, sorry, of don't be nervous, listen to the music, and just enjoy yourself. Do your routine, dance with your partner, play with the audience, however you're feeling that day, just express yourself. I was very lucky that I had that autopilot mode. Now, for dancers who don't have the autopilot mode that they can force themselves to switch on to, it is all about your mentality, your mindset, in my opinion. There was a video that I saw the other day that really, really helped me cement this. And what I'm about to explain to you is that a lot of people struggle with nerves and embarrassment, let's say. But whatever you decide, like if you think, okay, I'm going to go on the floor, what if I mess up? I'm going to be super embarrassed. What if I do this wrong? What if I trip and fall? I've tripped, I've fallen, I've kicked myself, I've accidentally kicked other people, I have had shoes fly off, everything you can think of, I've experienced in the competition. And if you're thinking about all the things that can go wrong, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You have to understand when those things happen, they're just accidents, and everybody goes through it. Whoever sees you trip and fall, if your hair is coming out, if something's wrong with the dress, they will understand because they've been there before. So, first of all, you have to decide that whether something like that happens, it's okay. If you freak yourself out and say, oh my gosh, it's going to be terrible, you're going to struggle with those nerves for a really long time. After that, after you've kind of reached past that point that the freak accident stuff is going to happen every now and again, as it does to everybody, then you have to get past the point of your own nerves and what I would say embarrassment. Now, how I think is the best way to get past this is just to decide that how you think about yourself, how you think about your dancing, how you think about your experience at that competition is only for you to decide. If you let other people decide that experience for you, you're going to be struggling for a very long time. If you decide, oh, what if I mess up this step? I'm going to be so embarrassed because everyone's going to see me. That's a mentality a lot of people have and they keep. If you switch that to, I'm confident, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to dance my routine, I'm going to do my best, but if something happens and I don't care if something messed up. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing my best. I'm going to pretend like nothing happened, because if I pretend like nothing happened, everybody else is going to forget that it happened in the first place, and they're just going to move on, and you decide not to be embarrassed by it. Now, that being said, it is much easier said than done. There have been so many instances on the competition where something happened that I felt like it was just the end of the world. And if I think it's the end of the world, psychologically, I'm going to struggle for the rest of the competition. But there have been times where something happened that was unfortunate, that I didn't want to happen, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to keep smiling. I am not going to care that it happened. I'm going to get back on my feet. I'm going to continue the dance. And the rest of the dance went amazing. You end up having a good experience at that competition, and you're not dwelling over the fact that maybe you slipped on your pivots in samba. It happens to everybody. So, what I would definitely say is that you need to understand that things happen all the time. It's not only you. Second of all, you have to change your mentality to let yourself and only you decide how you're going to experience that round, that competition, that dance. Because when you leave it up to other people, you're always going to be at the mercy of other people's thoughts. And 99% of the time, we always assume other people's thoughts are way worse about us than they actually are. Because I'm pretty sure that's just human nature. We always expect the worst out of people and that they're going to think this, this, and this. But to be honest, I can guarantee you nobody's really thinking that, and you're putting it on yourself. So when you decide to stop putting it on yourself and you take the strength and the confidence in your own dancing and how you're going to experience it, you're going to feel your dancing and your nerves for the competition much, much better. That being said, I've had a lot of experiences that I am proud of, a lot of experiences that I would look back and I would change everything about. Everything in dancing is a process. You're going to be constantly learning competition after competition. And it is not just a mindset that you're just going to listen to this podcast, switch it right away, and you're never going to have a problem again. It's definitely not what I'm saying, but hopefully what I'm saying resonates with you, even if you have a little tip or a little idea from this podcast that I mentioned that can help you in the future, and not only help you, but maybe when you're talking about it with your friends, family, coaches, you could mention it and it could also help another person in a different way. That's one of the whole ideas of our podcast. We're just sharing our thoughts and experiences to help get the word out to other dancers to make our community stronger. And I really hope that you enjoyed my thoughts on how to deal with nervousness at the competition.
Thank you, Rickie, for sharing how to get over nervousness. Guys, remember to share how you get over nervousness in the comments on YouTube, or just DM us on Facebook or Instagram. Have a great day, guys. See you next time.
Bye, guys.